That is the widest deer I've ever seen, and I want to kill it.
People of America, that in all of this, we shall be defending a way of life, our American way of life.
Bro! Yeah! Dude, that was like 10 yards!
And then we cut it, so whatever. I'm really singing this to you, buddy.
Look me in my eyes if you're gonna be it.
Hey, where's that box at? Seriously?
Sorry,
Greg?
I
Greg!
asked you not to talk.
Greg! She said don't talk. For 5 seconds of your life, don't talk.
For 5 seconds
To your life, don't talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Mr. J.C. Hall.
Headed to the land of Oz with our good friend J.C. Hall, who's from Whitetail Heaven Outfitters. J.C. was new to this area. It's south of Wichita, you know, in a great big deer area. And if you're familiar with Kansas, that area is loaded with big deer. We get into camp, and camp is literally what I expected it from JC. If you know JC, it's in an old restaurant bar is where the head lodge is. And then they put you up in an Airbnb, and it was super sweet. A great location, great atmosphere.
Maybe you lay down, you slip back in the morning and get another shot on it. If he's not morally wounded. Well, I felt so good about my shot. I'm like, yeah, push it. Like, we're going to recover that deer tonight. There's rain coming at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
First morning, we really didn't see a lot. It was literally does and some smaller bucks. JC says, take a decoy. That way, if you see them, because they can see you from quite a distance, you can get them to come in. Guaranteed to see a big buck. It's a rut. We're here in Kansas. We can see forever, so we're going to try to draw a deer in. We're coming in here to feed, but it's got a lot of draws, a lot of fingers, so hopefully we can pull a mature deer.
Modern Hunter is brought to you by
In the hunting community, the rage has been silencers, right? And there's a lot of reasons for them. They have that cool factor, but there's a lot more to it. The big problem in years past has been getting a silencer has been difficult, right? The government made it almost impossible or hard. There's a lot of paperwork. Well, we've partnered up with Silencer Central, and they made the entire process extremely simple. I mean, that is where their expertise is. They're a reseller. They do have their own line with the Banished line of silencers, and that's what I have here in front of me. And it's full gamut. They have a silencer that fits every firearm, no matter if you're shooting a 22 rim fire, all the way up to the big magnums. Like I said, the big thing is Silencer Central makes the whole process simple. You know, I filled out the forms they told me to fill out. They gave me this nice little handy-do paperwork right with it, and that is my legal permit. So as long as I have that with me when I have my firearm with the silencer, I'm good to go. So it's that simple. It made the process simple. They're going to actually have the experts. So if you don't know exactly what you're looking for, you can either go online, do an online chat, or they have the experts that when you call there, they'll walk you through the process and make it easy for you to buy that silencer. The other thing that's really important with a silencer is a trust fund, right? Once I have one, you know, if I would expire or something happens to me, what goes on with that silencer? If you don't have a trust fund, it goes back, right? Because the government wants to know who has that. It's not like you can just give it to anybody, but they make that process easy. It's actually with the purchasing process, so it doesn't cost you another $200 like a lot of places. They just do that for you. It makes that whole process simpler. If you're looking for a silencer, be sure to check out Silencer Central. Like I said, they're a reseller. They got a full gamut, but it's hard to beat the Banish line of silencers that they sell. A lot of times I'm a little spooky about using a decoy because if you're in an area with high deer density, especially does, a lot of times they don't like coming by those buck decoys, right? Because they're gonna freak out, they're gonna snort, they're gonna do something. Man, not that night. Does were just coming in left and right and smaller bucks, and they're just like funneling to that spot. We saw a deer from the minute we got into the box blind all night long until we crawled out of it. No shooter box, but lots of deer. Time to change it up.
While Brad was busy being surrounded by does, JC went and scouted a new spot for Brad to hunt next. When asked to describe the new spot, JC simply said, "Well, it's not much, but this is where the giants roam."
When he says not much, he means not much. Literally, we come up, we pull up to this field, and it looks like a bare CRP field with just a little bit of grass. I won't even call it alfalfa. This is in the middle of nowhere. What the heck are you talking about? And he's like, "Oh, just relax. It's there. You know, we're gonna decoy them in. They're gonna be there. You're gonna see them." And I'm thinking to myself, what in the world are they gonna come from? I mean, literally, the closest woods is 300 yards away. That is the widest deer I've ever seen, and I want to kill it. He swings over. Meanwhile, the other buck comes right in to go to head to the decoy, and ours, rather than coming around, goes right to the butt of the decoy. Pitchy, he went out to 50. I shot him for 40. I laser him. He's 43 yards away. I'm putting my rangefinder away. When I look down, this deer takes 13 more steps. Just a quick step. Turns broadside. I get up. He's 43 yards is where I thought. Put the old 40-yard pin in, center of the body, squeezed, and at the minute the arrow left, I'm using lighted nocks, and I could see, I was like, that arrow's not going to get to him.
Stay tuned. More Modern Hunter is right after the break.
Because we run in vicious circles until we're dizzy with the stain in this.
So the next morning, JC doesn't have to ask me again, where are we going to go? We're going back in that blind. All of a sudden, my producer looks out his window and he goes, big buck, big buck. I'm like, all right. So now we're 2 for 2 in that spot. So where are we going to stay? We're sitting there for that night as well.
She's coming in. So is he. Damn, yeah, she's a star. I see. Look awesome.
Again, I mean, I guess I broke my own rule is take the first good shot you get, right? If it's 40 yards, shoot them at 40 yards. I didn't do that. So here I had 3 bucks, all within shooting distance. Literally, most of them were within 40 yards, 20 yards, probably the one that kind of caught us by the wind, and this one was probably 30 yards tops. I didn't shoot at any of them. We ended up letting those go, other than a big wide one that I missed. Frustrating, right?
There's miles and miles between us, yet we still remain.
Modern Hunter is brought to you by
Today it's all about ammo. I don't know how many of you other guys have went into your local retailer and had a hard time finding the right ammo. Either they're out of it, they didn't have the correct brand. I mean, literally ammo's been hard to get. Look into Target Sports USA because they got a wide variety of ammo. Federal, Sierra, Remington, you name it, they have it. Best part is you can become a member. It's only $95 a year. The average member saves over $300 a year. You save 8% on every box of ammo that you get from normal retail price, plus you get free shipping. So therefore you don't have to worry about it. In the long run, it's gonna save anybody that shoots frequently a lot of money. And even if you're one of those guys that doesn't shoot as frequently, it's gonna give you that avenue to get that hard to find ammo that you need, plus it's at a great rate. Check out Target Sports USA. So I'm gonna fast forward to the last day. JC's got another spot he puts me in because I have to self-film. My producer had another trip that he had to go on, and I'm like, oh, I'm in Kansas, you know. Puts me in this cottonwood, big old cottonwood, and it just looks good. I mean, it's full of big rubs. That morning I see deer starting to travel, see a shooter too far away. I had another deer come in that literally came in and didn't stop. He is borderline shooter. I think he was only 3, so he really wasn't a shooter for Kansas. And it's starting to get to that evening, and literally I hear a buck grunt, and I look over, and here comes that weird deer we just saw the night before. And he's committed. He's coming in. You know, in Kansas, you can hunt over a bait pile. He's coming into the bait pile. I already got 2 does there. There's another buck into it. He's going to come, right? So he comes right in, circles around, works a little scrape, comes in. So I pull back, and literally there's one twig, and the smallest twig that you've ever imagined off of a tree. I'm expecting to see blood and deer, you know, leg kick, and he jumps, but he just runs in the brush at about 30 yards. And I'm still waiting for him to fall over. I mean, how do you miss? He's 20 yards away, right? He's probably 18 yards away. I'm just waiting. And then he turns and he starts walking, and I thought I saw him stumble. Well, I think he might have tripped on a log or something, and it looked like he bedded down. No, he didn't bed down. So now I'm thinking, yeah, I'm tagged out. You know, I hung up my bow and, you know, did some other stuff. And as I'm sitting there, I wanted to rewind the footage just to look at it, but I never did because I'm always afraid I'm going to rewind or delete it. So blah, 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 blah. Now it's getting to prime time. That was probably in the middle of the afternoon. So now it's probably, you know, sweet spot, 4 o'clock or whatever. Hear buck grunt and expecting to see a decent buck. And what pops out is the buck that I thought I just killed. And literally he's totally unharmed. I mean, like, there is nothing wrong with him. I have the camera in my lap. I have my bow hanging above my tree with my arrows hung up behind me in the tree. So I'm like, screw it, this is not meant to be. I'm just gonna videotape him, and that's what I did.
So if I could walk on water like Jesus did before, and if I knew all the answers